Two unemployed actors, two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And this is Fred, for those of you watching on YouTube. Fred has massive FOMO yet again today, so he's decided to appear on the table in between us. Less barking, which is great, but he's sitting in his bed.
There we go. And I'm back today. Sorry for being MIA for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But that's just the
You
that's
do
the
have
game.
as an actor, you do have a pretty good excuse though, like two musicals and a short film.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So that just scrapes in as an excuse.
Yes. And I mean,
just
the
getting your hair
name
done like
the
last
name
time.
doesn't help. The name doesn't help though.
I know, right?
Two employed actors now.
It's like when we first started, we had to push back the launch because we were both busy
Yeah.
as employed actors.
Yeah. I remember.
It's okay. Anyway, it gives us more stuff to talk about. Speaking of,
yeah.
tell us more.
Yeah.
How was the first musical? Because that's finished now, hasn't
That's
it?
finished. So thank God.
And that was the Wollongong one.
No.
Oh God, so you're still traveling.
I've got Wollongong tonight.
Okay.
So tired.
Oh my God.
So tired.
It's still the, like 8-hour round trips and
Yeah. So we finished Dogfight. That was great.
Mhm. You don't. It doesn't sound great.
No, it was good. It went really, really well. Oh God. Okay.
Oh, it's been a busy time for you, I think, because
it went really well.
the look on your face was like you've been through trauma.
So much trauma. No, it went really well. It was
Tell it to your face.
I can't.
It went well. Why did it go well?
It was good.
Because you hit your mark, you didn't bleed, you didn't fall off the stage.
We didn't have a break. So we had tech run, dress run, and then another dress run the day of opening night.
Wow.
Stop it.
That's okay. That's okay. I think we've both
It's
been in
intense.
productions where a dress run is opening night.
Yeah.
So
But then we had opening night, and it was freaking awesome.
that's good.
Opening night was really, really
Like
good.
everything went smoothly.
Everything
it was
went
great.
smoothly. It was great. Really, really good. And then closing night was freaking banger.
Great.
So good. So yeah, that went well. It was a great experience. Afters was then in Strathfield, and Jess and I had to be in Wollongong the next day at like 1 p.m. And
Crazy, right?
so just non-stop. We didn't stop. So we went to Afters, got home, woke up, drove to Wollongong, and it was just like, and then so the short film was freaking amazing.
Great.
So much fun.
This is the one you shot over a few days up in the
5 days.
mountains.
Yeah,
5 days
5
in the
days.
mountains.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was. So we went down to Wollongong. Went for a rehearsal day, and then we started shooting on Monday, and that was in Wollongong for
just
about.
quietly, how good is it to have that time to rehearse
It is good.
before you actually turn up on set cold?
It is good. I mean, we rehearsed only like a couple scenes, mostly the ones with me and the guy playing Wesley.
Yep.
And so that was fine. But my scenes we didn't really rehearse. We just did a couple of little runs before we shot on the day.
Yep.
Which was fine, but it was so it was really good because I just jumped straight into it when he said action. But it was so highly emotional. Like for 5 days, I was constantly just emotionally tired and physically tired, and but it was really good and really fun, and it was a great experience. And so we were in Wollongong for 4 days,
Right.
and then we went up to the mountains
Okay.
for the last day of shooting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So first day of shooting, we went to Berry. Actually, we went to Berry. Yeah, it was really nice.
Little country town.
Yeah. So our director's auntie owns a property there.
Oh, good. Sounds cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, Jess looked at the house and was like, "Can we buy this when they sell it?"
Oh,
Can we-"
really?
I'm like, "Yeah, and we'll
There's
buy
some
it."
great properties down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful big estates and.
It was a really
it's
beautiful
so
property.
nice.
But that was the day that
I'll win the lottery one day.
Hell yeah.
That's my financial plan.
Sure, that's a good
My whole
one. Rely
strategy.
on that.
Yeah.
Rely on that.
Buy lottery.
But the director was really good, and we did the first couple scenes in chronological order, so I could have a feel for how the character felt.
Yep.
So it was after the suicide.
That's really good planning when they think of the actor, not just the logistics, and go, let's not dive on the first day straight into a key pivotal emotional scene.
Yeah. Oh well, it was a key, pivotal
Was it?
emotional scene.
On
It
the
was
first
my
day?
suicide.
On the first day?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's not.
The whole thing is like that. This is the ridiculous
Far
thing.
out.
My character Dylan is emotional the whole time.
Okay.
He's emotional the whole time.
God, such a teenager.
Yeah. Sure. You're coming to the screening. You'll see how emotional it is.
Yep.
I'll invite you. It's
Yep.
VIP only.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that at his auntie's as well in Berry, or?
What? No. Okay. The good thing is, so it was highly emotional. It was like my suicide moment, but to do that first got me in the mindset of the character for
Yep.
how he was feeling for the rest of the film.
Okay.
So that was really good.
Okay.
I don't know how I did it. Hopefully it's good.
Really? It's so much emotions going on. It was hard to even put yourself back there and remember what
I
happened.
can't give anything away though. Like I can't.
Yeah,
I'm
don't ruin
stepping
it.
on stepping around
Yeah.
glass shards.
I don't know what
It's a
you're doing,
lie,
but
it's
it
a
looks
phrase.
painful. Yeah. It sounds painful.
It was. There was one night where we. It was a long night scene.
Yep.
And we went through the night. Started at 12 p.m. So a late day start.
Right.
12 p.m.
Yeah.
Like lunchtime. You know.
Yeah.
And we went through through the night.
Yep.
And stopped. We finished shooting this scene at 3:30 a.m.
Oh, man.
And we had to get to our new location.
One scene.
One scene.
Shit. Oh, was it a lot? Like,
We
is it
swear
like a, is it
so
like a
much on this
huge-
podcast. Does not matter.
Is it like a huge long scene with lots of stuff happening? Like
Yeah,
almost
no. It was a
massive
long.
one
Yeah,
takes?
it was a long scene, and
Right.
yeah, a lot of lighting changes. Anyway, it
Oh,
was fun.
yeah,
It was
the
always
setups
like
take a while.
every one more take
Oh.
was always. This is the fifth.
One more.
Like there's 5 more after this. Yeah. Anyway,
Just one more. Just
no, it's
one
good.
more.
It was one more for safety. One more for safety. One more for
Oh,
safety.
God,
But that's all good.
sad.
I loved like. Oh, hold on. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Anyway, we finished at 3:30 a.m. and had to be in our new location at 4:30
Right.
a.m.
And how far apart were they?
Half an hour.
So you got half an hour sleep?
No, I didn't sleep because we had to. So we finished and we like got our shit
Running
together.
on coffee.
We had to drive to Kayama. I drove and I was like,
From the
Four
mountains?
no, we were in Wollongong.
Oh,
still.
okay,
Wollongong
sorry.
still. Drove to Kayama.
Right.
Half an hour away. It was a beautiful spot and we did a scene there, but just no sleep. And then that day, we had to drive up to the mountains.
Right.
So every 15 minutes, I was like, Jess, we need to stop. I'm micro sleeping.
Yeah, that's not safe.
No. So we stopped at lunch, but then we got there and we fell asleep and woke up at 7 p.m., went down for dinner, came back to bed, went
Slept.
to bed. It was
Yep.
good. It was great. But the
Because
other
you've got
guys
not
had
just,
more...
Not just you're out of it, but
Yeah.
also for the time difference, but also the fact that you're fully emotionally drained.
Yeah, and we finished... Yeah, exactly. And we finished around 7 a.m., that last shot. I had the rest of the day off, thank God. But the other guys had other scenes to
They
shoot.
still had to keep going.
So, yeah, so the
What a
camera
mad
assistant...
shooting schedule.
I know. The camera assistant and the cinematographer, they both had 7 hours sleep each in 72 hours.
Holy hell.
It's great fun. But it was good. And
Maybe
but
they
it
should have
was-
done like 3 days one week, 3 days another week or something.
No, it felt like a shoot. Like it felt like a proper shoot then with all those.
If you feel destroyed emotionally, physically, mentally, yeah,
yeah.
that feels like a proper shoot.
It feels like an acting gig. It's true though. No, but it was an amazing team. Mitch, the director,
Yep.
lovely dude. Sam, who's the cinematographer, hilarious. It was just a lot of fun, and everyone's around the same age. Lucas, the camera assistant,
Yep.
the whole team
Yep.
was really good. And just because we're all around the same
Yep.
age, a lot of relatability and stuff. My parents, the people who played my parents, were amazing. Will and Jen.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about their last names. I forgot their last names, so it doesn't matter. But they're an actual couple.
Sorry, mum and dad.
Yeah, they're an actual couple in the industry, so that was really cool. And they're acting. They're like veterans at it.
Great.
Like you took 20 years off.
Yeah.
If you didn't,
Yeah. Oh, thanks. You can stop talking now. Unplug the mic.
I'm kidding.
No, it's good though when you've got people who just know their I remember one scene I did, a short film a couple of years ago. I generally do go up and say, look, do you want to do a line read? Just nice and catchy. Sometimes it helps put people at ease, helps you to get to know them a bit better, blah, blah, about to
Yeah.
walk on and be a family.
Yeah.
And the kid who's the child actor who's playing, Nick, his name is, who played my son, is, I don't know, 9, 10. He said, yeah, sure, we'll do a line read. So we just sat there, just ran through the lines with each other. I'm like, you know what you're doing, don't you? He's like, yeah. I said, yeah, it's good. All right. So we just walked off. Job done. The lady playing my wife, who shall remain nameless, didn't want to do a line read, and that's okay. So everyone's got their own way.
I know.
But her approach was a bit like she kept starting a sentence and changing subject and I'm like this. Okay, she's not focused. Anyway, so I'm sitting down. Like you don't want to be that guy who steps up and goes, "Why don't we just take a moment?" We'll go, like I'm not the I'm not the director.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit down, do my thing. Nick and I had a little chat. She got herself ready for the scene. Okay, action. And Mr. Mark forgot a line. Again, forgot. Again. It was a bit of his process. And of course, Nick's...
Your wife.
Yeah, but Nick's spot on all the time.
Good stuff.
Very professional. It just helps so much when... And I mean professional as in not just your acting talent. That's great. And that absolutely helps. But you've done your homework. You know the lines.
Yeah.
You've got ideas. You can contribute something in blocking even. Like, you've got... You're present.
Yeah.
And you're focused.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much easier. It helps you get into a flow. It helps you work better. It's just... And good stuff can come from that. Like, that's your base.
But that's the ironic thing. Like, most people... Like, I don't obviously know the person who played your wife, but most people who are like, no, don't need a line read. Think they're better than you or think they're more professional.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, and then
I just think like
they don't
she's
end up doing well
scattered
anyway.
all over the place. I don't care how everyone's different in their journey as an actor.
Yeah.
And no doubt it changes in their career, how they prepare and how they work. But and I respect that if that's how you work. But just turn up and do the minimum. Like know what you're doing.
At the same time. Yeah, at the same time. Yeah, exactly. I mean, do the bare minimum.
Have I told you my Jeff Daniels story from? What was that? Aaron Sorkin, that one where he was the network anchorman. News. Oh my God, I'll put it in the notes because I've forgotten it. It was a great series, and Jeff Daniels played the anchor. And being Aaron Sorkin, like even a 2-minute two-hander could be 10 pages.
Yeah.
And he said, "You've just got to turn up and be prepared." Like. He'd see every now and then, like there'd be an actor, a day player, come in, you do your bit, and you're gone in the series, and they turn up, they'd be looking at the script in the makeup chair. You can get away with that more often than not.
Yeah,
it doesn't help you provide more options and be at your best and all the rest of it. But okay, but this is like Aaron Sorkin material. This is like it's full on. He says basically you go through it, and you do a scene, and it's probably about 40%.
Yeah.
Then they'll sharpen it up, do another take, and it's like 80. Then they'll go at 100%. And if you don't know your minimum, you don't know what you're supposed to be saying as a character.
Yeah.
Let alone your character's mind space or what your scene objective is, and that sort of stuff. You're just going to trip up in no time at all.
Well, who's that actor that never? Is the guy who played The Godfather? What's his name?
As in the Italian Godfather. Yeah. Marlon Brando.
Is it Marlon Brando who never did his lines and had them holding it up the whole time? Was it Marlon Brando?
Because
or was it someone
it
else?
got to the stage where
there was definitely an actor who never learned his lines.
At his age, he couldn't remember all of the lines.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson had that problem as well. That's why he retired. But Marlon Brando, I mean, towards the end, certainly he was using earpieces. There was a production in Australia. I can't remember what it's called now, but he was on it. He was using earpieces. Yeah, and his assistant was feeding him the line just before, so he could free up, not having to try and focus on not forgetting the lines, but also be absolutely present in the moment and do that in the moment. And the way he could carry it off. Like you'd look at him in the scene and you couldn't look away. You felt like it was that engaging. He was that engaging as an actor, even though others, God, I'm playing opposite Marlon Brando. I'd be rehearsing the hell.
No, but also like at that point, like if someone was feeding me lines, I don't know. I think that would take me out of the moment. At this point, but I get if you're experienced, I guess that's enough.
Well, Jeff Daniels basically said because it got to the stage where he came out of the makeup chair. This day player sat next to him on set. He was being the anchor and he was being the interviewee or something. And first AD leans in and says, "Jeff, look, he might not be all over the lines. He's asked if we could put his lines on the teleprompter behind us on the camera." And Jeff turned around and said, "I want you to do this. I want you to put welcome to the network." And so you could just imagine this guy.
Yeah.
I'm about to go in opposite Jeff Daniels. I've got an Aaron Sorkin script. It's like I've got pages.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not over it, but thankfully it's on the teleprompter, and then on action, you're looking over Jeff Daniels' shoulder. Jeff Daniels. And there's, welcome to the production.
Mm.
Baptism of fire.
Oh, God.
The message is simple. Turn up. Be prepared. Do your homework.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why, the rehearsals beforehand help.
That was the good thing about our director, is that he was an actor, but he used to act a lot.
Right.
So he knows how to talk to actors.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than a director that doesn't understand acting, and vice versa. Actors who
I want you to stand over here and then start crying.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So that was amazing, and he understood the whole process. So that was so good.
It helps.
Yeah, and it also helps vice versa. A director who doesn't understand what the directors... an actor who doesn't understand what the directors and crew are going through is also an asshole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I did... No, you're right. Well, I did a short film last week playing a police detective in an interrogation. Myself, another detective, David, and Reese, was playing the serial killer.
Ah.
A lot of twists and turns, so I'm not going to give too much away. Pardon?
They didn't get you to play the serial killer?
No.
So,
because this is the
that's
team,
an opportunity missed.
This is the team that graduated from film school and just kept on making productions together through their own production company.
Yes.
And I auditioned with them for a production that's and the actual one I auditioned for is starting next year, as they get funding together for that. But in the meantime, here's this short script they've got. They want to keep pumping out some stuff, and you'd be great for the detective. I'm like, brilliant. Okay, cool. It also helps me enough to audition. And so win. And a good script. I liked it. Lots of twists and turns. And I thought that'd be great stuff in this. I like what they did. And it's a chance for me also to see how they work. And yeah, we had a rehearsal day, which was great because there's two elements to it. The first is the interrogation, where I'm cool, calm, in control as I lead the interrogation.
Yeah.
And then the part where I've lost my shit and I'm beating the crap out of this, fighting with the serial killer. No. And not yet. So meanwhile, don't forget I've got a broken shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this is just to call out slight, like you could tell I can't audition for if that was a commercial production, there's no way they'd let me. They would not clear me for that. I could not audition.
Because of your shoulder.
You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get the actor in who's got a broken shoulder. I mean, there's a million guys who could play the role. So no. But fortunately, they knew me. They were happy to accommodate that. And safety first, I called it out, and we went through the blocking for the fight scene, which is another reason why rehearsal time is good. Yet we got to know each other because it's intense, character driven. It's one scene.
How big was the fight
It's
scene?
one location. It's a nice closed location. So fewer setups, but all of them within a nice closed location.
Yeah.
So it's easy to control lighting. It's easy, so basically it's all about one intense day of 3 characters.
Okay.
Which is another reason why I gravitated towards the script, the production, because it's about these 3 characters and how they change throughout this interrogation.
Cool.
So it's really cool. But yeah, so there I am on the day again, and different things the setup for, because they hadn't shot stunts before. And I know, a police officer diving over the desk and beating the crap out of someone doesn't sound really stunt worthy.
You did that.
Considering I've flown off a Vespa at high speed, but jumping across the desk and pretending to beat the crap out of someone isn't, it's not. I'm not up there with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. No fly kicks to the face. But anyway,
you never know.
Not that I couldn't. If you're out there and want someone who's got much less experience. So in doing that, we had to go through some blocking on grabbing and making sure that we were both working together, and how he moved as a victim while I was punching the shit. So I wasn't gonna. And I became right-handed because obviously my left hand's a problem.
Yeah.
And I showed them my 10-second stunt video.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't. They were. There was this moment of hesitation where they were trying to, I could see the pain on their faces, trying to organise how they can shoot without getting us close together, because it showed them, this is how close actors should get. Plus I'm injured, so let's make sure, But it's all about the right camera action, the right camera angle, and it's as much about the reaction as it is about the person throwing the punch or the kick or whatever.
Yeah.
So we got the actions correct. It's just the camera angle, and I could see the pain on it. I said, here, have a look at, this is how they shot on my phone in 10 seconds while we did stunt training one day. And that helped get the right angle. Showing, an over-the-shoulder shot of my right shoulder as I throw the right punch across and punch the guy, cut to a reaction over his shoulder. It absolutely
It
looks
works
like,
well.
if you get the right angle. So
That's
it worked quite well.
That would have worked amazing for my scene where I had to be slapped in the face. They wanted a full side-on view.
Yep.
I got slapped in the
They actually hit you.
Oh, he hit me more than once. This actor
Right.
was not prepared for it. I thought he was going to do it slowly, and he didn't tell me. And there was a reaction where I went, "Oh," and it was actually me being like, "Oh," because I was not expecting that.
Okay.
Full slap to the face.
That's a bit different.
Ha 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 ha. And then it was like slap to the head as well a couple of times.
Yeah, not ideal.
No, it actually got to a point where I got a bit frustrated. And I was like, "Guys, legit, I'm getting a concussion. Stop! Like, we're not doing another shot.
I
But
could
this,
see how you
change
could
the
get
angle."
frustrated.
I was like, "Change the angle now. Come on, please." It was like hurting.
I'm laughing, but like that's...
No,
I could
it
see
was
how you
intense.
could get frustrated
Yeah.
as someone hits you over and over again.
But this guy also was he's a great guy, but he's just like he had a couple of lines missed here and there multiple times, similar to the
Wow.
to the wife one as well. To the wife
Fortunately,
one.
no one actually got hit on the... And my shoulder survived, which
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, no, but it's gonna look great. It's gonna look amazing. And
Well,
but I
better.
no,
considering
I know better.
You're not
But
going to bruise.
I had a couple of like stunts as well that this week, and you know I had to roll down a hill, fall down a hill, fall, trip.
Yep.
A lot of running.
I mean, and some of the times it's the stuff that sounds easy that can be hard as you do it over and over again. Trying to get the right... Trying to do exactly the same, for example,
Yes.
over again. Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
exactly,
nodding like,
exactly.
yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Actually, you know what's funny? We were driving to Berry for the first day. No.
Yep.
No.
No, you weren't. You lie.
Oh, so we shot a scene in Berry on the first day, but it was too dark.
Right.
But they thought they could have got it.
Cloudy and
they looked
moody.
over it again that night, and it was too dark.
Mm-hmm. Too dark at night?
Yeah, too dark.
Oh, well,
no,
they looked over the footage at night.
So
of
you
the
know
day.
how you film for a night.
I'm
You film a night scene.
Yes.
Out. If you film a
Yes.
night scene outside,
Yes.
it's not really pitch black, right? You've got either lighting, or if you're using
Yeah.
natural light, you then use a filter to make it look darker in post or whatever.
Yeah.
It was too dark, so you could
Wow.
not see a thing. So we had to go back the next day in our break, reshoot it all. So I had to get all back in makeup, bloody makeup, and all this
Is
stuff.
this their first time
Okay.
doing a short film?
No,
Sorry,
No,
sorry.
it's
That
not.
just came out. I don't know. That's just, I don't know.
no, it's not.
Extra challenges for you.
Yeah, we ran a bit over that first day over time, and it got a
Right.
bit too dark. But they've done stuff before, and the cinematography looks amazing. It's gonna
Great.
be amazing.
Well, that's it. And hopefully, as they get more experience too,
Yeah.
it's less painful.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your face as they produce that great cinematography. That's great. That's good.
Yeah, but anyway, we were driving back that day. Can I run to the toilet real quick?
You can. Yes, you can. Making me work hard in the edit. Far out.
Okay, should we go from it?
All right. What were you saying? Something exciting, obviously.
Yes, so we were driving that day back to Berry, and I get a text from my agent, like, you have an audition on Thursday. I haven't heard from him for a couple of weeks.
And it's when you're
What
on
are the
set
odds?
on Thursday. Yeah.
I know, what are the odds?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's Murphy's Law. That's
shit.
exactly what
I know,
happens.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm shooting a short film in Wollongong. I can't do Thursdays. Like, best agent in the world. He got me an audition yesterday.
Oh, brilliant.
Got it. And it was an audition for a TV show, a Nickelodeon TV show.
Great.
Through Mick Sweeney casting.
Okay. You've heard of them?
Mick Sweeney Newman
I
casting.
haven't met them, heard of them yet.
Yeah. So it was cool. I couldn't learn the script though.
Right.
That quickly.
Yep.
So I did the best I could.
Yeah.
It was pretty good actually, if I say so
Good.
myself.
Good.
But then I have a Screenwise audition today as well.
Oh, wow.
So I've memorized that in like a
Yep.
day. I had to memorize a monologue, and they're
This is the
freaking
life,
4-page
though. I mean,
duologue.
you get the stuff the night afternoon before, and it's like, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow,
Yeah.
blah, blah, here's the script.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll look over it. And then you realise, hang
Yeah.
on, there's more than one page.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
Speaking of short films, as we
Yes.
were, I got footage from, remember the 5 odd I ended up doing through the same school, AFTT?
Mm-hmm.
One of them's landed, and it looks great. Really happy with it. I'll show you after. I've just got to get clearance on when I can post it to social,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'll put
sure.
it on all the links. And it looks really good. I mean, student films, just sometimes editing's a bit clunky or there's a moment, whatever. But I can already see there's some great moments I can hijack for my showreel, which was the point, plus some good experience.
Nice.
So that's happened. And then another one next week, I got roped into it last minute. This is, again, through the guys who graduated recently, who I did the film with last week. The director is actually directing another one. The producer contacted me today, and the second AD or someone I don't know. I've had to give everyone information. I just started to get confused. It's like I think I've had 4 contacts from different people to do with the production. Anyway, and it's a day, which is fine. But it's 2.5 hours each way. So I'm like, well, at least don't forget to cover my fuel expenses. That's not a problem, is it? No, that's fine. Like, thank you.
Yeah,
because it's actually over the Blue Mountains. I know most of our audience is in America, but just it's 2.5 hours to get there through rural Australia, and which is fine. I don't mind, but anyway, I said at least the call time can be through the middle of the day, because I'm like, if it's a bloody 8 a.m. call time, I'm gonna have to go out there and stay the night somewhere.
Yeah.
In a tent under a tree. That's not my style, but anyway, I'll stay at somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, it'd be easier if it's middle of the day. So middle of the day, so in and out in the day, but it's the same. The script's okay. I'm playing a father, nothing too amazing,
Of course,
but
playing a father.
yeah. So, and then tonight is opening night for Sydney Theatre Company Cosy, which is a great Australian play that I haven't seen. Now, it's based on, it's basically set in a psychiatric facility in Australia in the 70s, and it's hilarious.
All right.
So I know most of our it's absolutely comedy. Most of our audience is in America, but imagine it's based on the playwright's own life, Lee Nowra's own life. In the 70s, he himself directed a musical with patients from Melbourne's Mont Park Psychiatric Hospital for a one-off performance. Could you just imagine how, in
ridiculous.
fact, maybe more professional than most talent that we work with. So. But so I'm looking forward to that tonight. That'll be lots of fun, which is good.
You're going to opening night? Cool.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Red carpet.
I'm looking forward to. I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing it, because it's a great Australian play, and I love a good laugh, and I feel like I need one. So
yeah,
because I just found out, by the way, speaking of my broken shoulder from Subaru Crazy Driver hitting me.
Have you got your new Vespa though?
Yes, I can't ride it. That's enough. Thanks for bringing that up.
It looks good though.
It looks great. I haven't picked it up yet because I can't ride it. So I'm like, would you mind hanging on to it for another, week? And then I plead with my physio if I'm allowed to
drive it. Yeah.
Only on short trips. I'm like, well, they're an hour away. It's pretty short for Sydney time.
Yeah.
No. So it's probably going to be a couple of weeks before I'm able to actually pick it up and ride it. But thanks for bringing that up.
That's okay. Anytime.
But I found out that mad Subaru driver who hit me. $450 fine.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
And that's it.
That's it. $450 fine. $457, I should say.
Sorry.
Because that'll make him suffer. And I'm in rehab for 3 to 6 months with a wonky shoulder. Yeah. And I can't go to full on auditions where that might need to do something.
That's not fair.
And
no court. I was looking forward to coming to court.
Exactly. We were going to invite all our listeners in.
I know.
Both of them. And have a great day in court, and you'd see Max, the barrister, Max the lawyer, the vibe.
You're going to represent yourself.
Remember the castle, the vibe. I think it's that sort of. No, well, I don't hate representation because it's the prosecution.
I'd be like, objection.
The police prosecutor will be. Yeah. But no, I had all these great visions in mind, as you do. The scene plays out in your mind of how amazing you're going to be on the day, how your testimony is going to ensure that this perpetrator gets the maximum sentence possible. I even in my mind was working through the monologue. I'm sorry, victim impact statement, so that I could, get the most punishment for this guy. Oh no, we've just sent him an infringement notice. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's not fair.
It's not. He deliberately hit a guy. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm not over that. So I might need more than physio. I might need counselling as well as anger management. Because every time I see a Subaru now, I'm like, what the?
I drive a Subaru sometimes. My mum's car. It's my mum's car. No, I usually drive an Alfa. Don't worry.
She doesn't target Vespas, does she?
It was her. It was her.
No, it wasn't. Definitely wasn't.
It was her.
30-year-old Australian who shall remain nameless.
Have you met my mum?
Although I know.
You have, actually.
So, have I?
Yeah. You were lying on the ground and your shoulder was broken
No, oh, stop it. Oh, I'm like, Jesus, at a moment where I thought I was an asshole, but no. No more than I normally am.
I'm the asshole.
We can all relax. What else happening today? Oh, Emma's last day in the office this week. And
whatever.
She's going to a new workplace. So what I've done is because we're recording it's Tuesday today, and you'll be listening to us on Thursday, but on Wednesday, because she runs this customer care team, and the team are always making jokes because flowers keep turning up for different, for the team or for Emma from someone, because she negotiates contracts and stuff. They'll butter up like it's going to make a difference. At least that's what she tells me. But and the team have this joke of like, oh, flowers, well, they're not from Max every time. Flowers, oh well, they're not going to be from Max. So now I'm feeling guilty, right? So I've sent flowers that'll get there Wednesday that'll say flowers for the customer care team, not for Emma from Max.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, F you team. Anyway, the flowers do look nice.
Yeah, what flowers?
That's probably me going to extreme lengths to engineer happiness in my week as I get... what
flowers are they? What type of flowers, Max?
As I try and...
Max.
What
flowers?
Pretty ones.
Sounds good.
The
and that's
yellow
it. Thanks,
and red
guys,
ones.
for
Yellow and red. It's like it comes in a little vase thing.
Macca's style.
It's they're alive and they're colourful.
Let's hope they're alive.
And some of them
Wednesday.
smell because they've got roses. They've got roses in them.
You should make them smell really bad.
I don't know. They came up on the internet as the package. I said that one.
You get packaged flowers.
Well, it's in a vase and I deliver
it's like
them.
getting packeted.
Clearly, I don't order flowers enough. Is the
yeah.
message we're learning today.
That's
brilliant.
enough.
Thanks for that. So I look forward to telling you all what Cozzy was like next week, which would be great. And as I prepare for another short film, and hopefully more short films start dropping, so we can tell you more.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't pass out on the way to Wollongong. As you round out your last musical performance. But I don't think people really understand what goes into plays and musicals, like all the rehearsals and everything to make it great for the few nights you're on. And I say few nights because sometimes it doesn't feel like you're on long enough for all the pain and suffering.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly.
And that's all the other stuff you can't do because you're rehearsing for that. So thanks for listening. Another week. Subscribe and follow us on social media. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
To unemployed actors.